All right. Okay, so it's been a couple days since we got the swarms out of the trees. We're gonna try to do the cut comb and put it in the empty frame method on the flower pot one, and we'll see how that goes. Now we'll just go through the swarm trooper, just give them a little check-in and see how they've been doing since I added those extra frames. All right, so I'm gonna smoke them a little bit. It's pretty cold, they're not very active right now, but so it looks like they've taken a little over half of this sugar water I gave them. So we'll see if that equates to any type of foundation building. Hopefully they're still in here. Yeah, I hear them. And this was a small swarm, if you remember. They only took up literally one frame. So this is one advantage of the swarm trooper. You can just add these frames in and you'll be good to go for a while. So they're starting to draw it out a little bit. These black plastic foundations don't really encourage the best honeycomb structure. They'll kind of link them together between frames and oops. Let's check out a few more. So you can see the new honey right there. That's probably all from the sugar water. It's really clear. And they use that to build this comb out. It looks like we got a nice honeycomb right here in this middle one. Oh, and there's some eggs. I'm not sure if you can pick that up on the camera, so that's good. Little white dots in the middle of the cell. That's one good thing about the black. Oh, shit. Damn it. Oh, no.
Cut that out.
Oh, you still filming? Well, one good thing about the black plastic foundation is you can see eggs really well. So like that, I'm just gonna rubber band this comb on because it fell off. Okay. And once they fix that comb back onto the foundation, they'll just chew that rubber band off. That's good. That means we got a laying queen. I'm gonna keep feeding them sugar water to help them start. See if we can see the queen real quick. And you kind of want to put these in the same order as you took them out. But yeah, that's a really small swarm. But you keep feeding them some sugar water and they should be able to build up pretty fast. The honey flow hasn't come yet, so it'll also help them build really fast. Alright, so I'm gonna put these guys back up. And there's 6 deep frames in there, so they'll be good for a long while. Especially how small they were to begin with. So next we'll move to doing the cut comb for this one. I've got a couple I've got two techniques I'm going to try. Hopefully I'll just be able to use one, but the backup technique is just rubber banding the comb into the empty frame, but we'll look through all that right now. So since they build on the top, they just build comb directly to the top, I have to be careful which way I hold the top. If I hold the top so that the comb is coming all out, it's just going to fold over and break off. So I'll try to show you that. And another thing I thought about this trap is, you know, it's 27 bucks and that one's 45, but this, you know, you can only, it's not going to last forever. It's made out of like recycled cardboard. Okay, here we go. So you see how the comb is like that, hanging straight down? I don't want to tilt it sideways. I want to lift it up in the direction of the comb so it doesn't flip over. That's really important. So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little small comb. These bees are really calm, so that's a plus. But when doing this kind of transfer, keep an eye out for the queen, because if you see her, you might want to basically trap her in this cage, because she might fly off and she might not return. She might get eaten by a bug or a bird. But anyway, so what I'm going to try to do, this is an experimental method. I'm going to try to take a zip tie and just go right through the middle of one of these and then around the top of the frame like that. First you got to get one off.
Hang on, pause. Also, very sorry if I sniffed my nose when you were freaking talking.
It's okay.
I realized it, I think, after the second or third time. You're ready.
Okay, so here we go. This is why I recommend, if you can avoid doing this, try to avoid doing this, because it's very hard and a little bit scary. I already busted some honey open. Basically, you just gotta try to cut the top off where it's connected to the top. I'm actually going to try to rubber band this one. I'm kind of doubting the strength of the comb to hold itself up with just one zip tie. I'm going to do a zip tie as well. I can just. Oh, fuck. Okay. So that works all right so far. Let's see if this will just break off instead of cutting it off. There we go. Oh, Jesus. So that was a frame full of brood that got all deformed. Obviously they don't like that at all. It's a very, very bad way to do this stuff. But they can fix all these frames, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to save all the brood. So let's try another zip tie. Can you film that in there? The zip tie falling down. The zip tie is not working very well. You just go straight with rubber bands. Problem is it doesn't. Okay, so this is a big frame of brood. I don't know if you can get that on camera. I'm just gonna try to slice it off. Always be looking out for the queen. If we can't find the queen, and she does end up not coming back to the hive, they can make their own queen, but that will set them back about, you know, a month at least, maybe 2 months. Just trying to peek around for the queen right now. Oh, I see her right here. I'm gonna try to scoop her up right there. Oh. There she goes. Okay, she's in there. Yep, she's still in there. She's got one worker in there, so I'm gonna just keep this. Make sure she gets in with the hive. Any of the wax that is broken or messed up, they'll be able to either fix it or reuse it. So, I mean, you're gonna hurt bees, you're gonna kill some babies, but that's why this method isn't very good. But the quicker you do it, the better. But rubber bands seem to be doing pretty well. Good trick about these plastic foundations. I didn't have enough empty frames. I'm going to put that little piece in a frame too, but you can just pop these out and voila, Empty frame. Where is he? This is the problem with these rubber bands. They don't, sometimes the comb doesn't go out far enough past the frame and just kind of balancing on the rubber bands. So that might be able to balance there long enough for them to, you know, use it, not tip it over.
Alright, go ahead.
Alright, so we got them all in. I'm going to very carefully put this where their swarm trap was. Got the entrance reducer on there to help them out. And then I'm going to shake all these excess bees in there. I'm going to leave this lid here for them to clean off their honey. Maybe repurpose some of that wax. I'm going to try to gently persuade these bees. Along with these bees. Now that we've got most of them in there, I'll let the queen out now. I'm going to try to get a little fume of this. So I'm going to pop this top. She should just walk right out. There she goes. There she goes. Okay. Job done on that. And then to help them recover, because this is a pretty crazy event to happen to them, I'm going to be feeding these a lot. And then, you know, it's just a hard process, and I'll shake the rest of these in here. See, they're trying to go back to the old entrance, which was underneath now the entrance switched up to up front, so that's why they're flying all in between the cinder blocks down there. But they'll figure it out. Anyway, next time we film, we'll do a much easier transfer from the swarm trooper, less gruesome per se, less brutal for the honeycomb and the bees and the honey. But believe it or not, that went rather smoothly compared to the ones I've done before. I really don't like doing that. It's very destructive. It's not fun. It's stressful. So that's why I suggest, if you can, just use any kind of swarm trap that has the ability to get frames in it. An old hive, you know, a 10 frame deep, strapped to a tree stand or something is better than that. Anything is better than doing that. So thanks for watching. Next time it'll probably be a part 4, because this is getting to be a really long series. I'll transfer this one and that blue one down there, which is also a swarm trooper, but I didn't catch the swarm in a tree. They just started swarming in my backyard, and I found the cluster and was able to catch the queen, put them in there with 6 frames and a feeder. Actually, let's go look at them real quick, and we'll do the gray and the blue next time we film. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I just caught a cluster with this box, and it's blue because it was a prototype. They just sent us the blue to see if they were doing their process right on the manufacturing. But anyway, these guys have been in here for like 3 weeks, and they're a relatively large swarm. And this is the first time I've opened them up, but I was feeding them just like the gray one up there with a little sugar bottle. And that's, you know, why this swarm trap is so versatile, because you couldn't do that with the flower pot. You couldn't just rehouse a swarm and keep them in there. So let's see what they've been up to. And the next time I get all the stuff ready, I'll film transferring these over, and the one down near the flower pot. Smoky. This is the one drawback to plastic foundation. They don't tend to follow the foundation. They just tend to kind of link them all together. You can see in through there, the combs all linked together. So it's gonna be messy when you pull them apart, but you know, they've done rather well. There's a whole bunch of larvae in there and cat brood. But the same thing with this one. They clustered up on a tree trunk, so I couldn't, basically I couldn't shake them down into something. So I sat there and looked for the queen for like 30 minutes, couldn't find her. So I brought this box out there and I started just scooping up bees and throwing them in. And then after, you know, it got down to where I couldn't really scoop anymore, I started looking for the queen, found her, and after 10 minutes of caging her up and her flying away, I finally succeeded. I caged her up, put her in the box, left the box there, closed it up, and within, you know, 10-15 minutes, all the bees went in. I closed them up, brought them over here, and then I started feeding them. So they didn't have any comb, and that was 3 weeks ago. And there is one problem with this next comb I'm about to pull up. They kind of started building on the bottom of it, because this volume for this trap is 40 liters, so it's a little bit taller and longer than a deep, so they actually did build on the bottom, but that's okay. That's a really nice looking frame, full of brood, very full. It's a really good looking frame. So I need to probably feed these guys some more because they're, well, the honey flow is coming up, but I'll feed them too. So yeah, this transfer is going to be about 1,000,000 times easier than what I just did with that flower pot.